This could be the biggest shakeup in the console battle in modern video game history, as Activision, Activision's been suspiciously quiet as of late. Well, it looks like they were working out a deal to become a part of the Microsoft family for the low price of $68 billion. Would have liked, couldn't have thrown an extra $1,420,000,000 in there. I mean, come on. Gamers would have appreciated that. But what does it all mean? Well, it means that Game Pass gets even better. And that's about it right now. I think making any other predictions would be foolish. I think Microsoft isn't going to make these games super exclusive because the PlayStation market is still huge. I think that timed exclusives may be a thing. What does this mean for the console battles? What does this mean for PlayStation? Let's take a look. First, the details. Microsoft have shocked the gaming world. The news comes months after Activision and Blizzard have put out legal fires with allegations and blah, blah, blah. Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier shared some information about the shock deal on January 17th, citing a report from the Wall Street Journal. So Jason Schreier didn't actually report anything. The Wall Street Journal reported it. But I mean, that's neither here nor there, I would say. Wall Street Journal reports that Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard, the troubled publisher, still worth $50 billion in market cap, but super troubled, yeah. Behind Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, which have been facing a crisis over the allegations. They're not really facing a crisis. The media would like you to think that this behavior is enough to crumble these companies, but it isn't. It isn't even close. Let's be real. Now, I think that these creeps should be fired from these companies and responsibility need to be taken, but they're far too large to really, be as big of a deal as they think. This is a seismic gaming deal. Now, this on the heels of Microsoft also obtaining Bethesda not that long ago. Soon after, Microsoft confirmed the deal on their official website, stated that today Microsoft Corp announced plans to acquire Activision Blizzard, the leader in game development and interactive entertainment, content publisher. The acquisition will accelerate the growth of Microsoft's gaming business across mobile, PC, console, and cloud, and will be the building blocks for the metaverse. Interesting. Chairman and CEO of Microsoft Corporation said that this marks a new era in gaming to make it safe and inclusive and acceptable to all. What? What? What does that even have to do with it? Okay. You have one super huge mega corporation acquiring another super huge mega corporation. It literally has nothing to do with being safe, inclusive, and accessible. In fact, if it's likely to do anything, it's likely to make it less accessible. Now, to my Sony ponies, my Xbox, what do they call the Xbox fanboys? Xbox fanboys? This likely changes very little. If you were already playing Overwatch, and now it does put Microsoft in a position where they could leverage it. Let's say they wanted to, maybe risk immediate profit, but to win the console battle, maybe. Do they have enough ammo? Well, World of Warcraft and Call of Duty are the two biggest titles that Activision really has to offer right now. Probably then Candy Crush, shockingly, but that's not really a console conversation, right? So we have Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. Well, PlayStation and Xbox, they're not playing World of Warcraft on, so let's take that out of the conversation. So it really comes down to, in terms of how it affects the console area, maybe Diablo down the road, but it's nowhere near as big as Call of Duty. Call of Duty is already available on both consoles, on both the PlayStation and the Microsoft Xbox. Overwatch is already available on both. Would they be willing to sacrifice the hundreds of millions of consoles or whatever, millions of consoles that PlayStation has for some sort of exclusivity? I don't think so. I think what they'll likely do is perhaps have exclusive content for Xbox customers. But what the bigger play here is is that Xbox Game Pass, at the time when the consoles were both available, I said the same thing. The PlayStation 5 seemed to have better hardware and more capabilities, but the Xbox Series X which wasn't exactly a huge step behind. It was still very competitive and just as, pretty much just as good, would have Game Pass. And for, 80% of gamers who are casual, Game Pass is an amazing value. And so Game Pass will continue to be an amazing value. That said, if you play the games on Game Pass, do you play even Diablo? If you don't even play Call of Duty, this doesn't affect you very much, does it? If you play World of Warcraft, it doesn't really affect you very much, does it? Because you just play it on your PC anyway. So, I think this adds more value to Microsoft, of course. Will we see some major moves like with Bobby Kotick? He'll probably step down now. He'll get a gigantic check for brokering this deal. Bobby Kotick says, today is an incredibly exciting day as we continue our journey to connect, engage through the world of epic entertainment. We will eventually do so as a part of Microsoft. I think the deal goes through next year officially. I'm certain that our incredible talent and extraordinary games combined with our shared commitment to the best workplace will enable us to grow an increasingly more competitive race for leadership. Look, I guess it's slightly better than if Epic Games or Tencent were to buy them. Is Bobby Kotick leaving? Included in the email sent out across the company, Kotick reaffirmed his commitment to Activision Blizzard, and it would appear he's in it for the long haul. Transactions like these can take a long time to complete until we receive all of the necessary regulatory approvals and other customary closing conditions are satisfied, which we expect to be sometime in Microsoft's fiscal 2023, ending June 30th. So we're talking about the middle of June next year before we're really going to see any major changes. He concluded, as I will continue as CEO with the same passion and enthusiasm I have beginning this amazing journey in 1991. Now, that doesn't mean that Microsoft doesn't want to get rid of them. If we look, Blizzard stock skyrocketed today on this news. It went from $65 to $86, and then a lot of people have begun selling out. Because if you look at their stock for the last 6 months, it's just been bad news every day. 50s, 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 then boom, you finally get back up to 80. You finally get to your late November last year numbers when everything was still happy-go-lucky. People are dipping out. What does it really mean? Well, I think that it hopefully means better games for everybody, not just Xbox players, but also Sony players. Because, what Microsoft brings to the table may help things. Now, I can't think of a game off the top of my head that Microsoft has just made better by their existence. You're going to still have the same studios probably working on Call of Duty. You're going to have the same people working on World of Warcraft. So I just don't know that I'm not going to run around saying that all of a sudden this is going to fix everything. There's really no evidence of that. Shares in Activision have been down nearly 30% since the California regulators filed a suit in July. Activision's shares surged 38% in pre-market trading Tuesday after the Wall Street Journal reported that it was close to a deal with Microsoft, whose shares fell 1.6%. That is kind of weird that Microsoft's dropped and theirs went up, right? It's still going down. It's down it's down 2%, down 5 points. So it's interesting. I don't think, if you're already an Xbox owner, you just get a little more value with Game Pass right now. Long term, or do we see more timed exclusives between Bethesda? Does it mean Diablo 4 will, appear on Xbox for 2 weeks before it'll be on PlayStation? Maybe. We haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen any evidence of that, and even with the Bethesda, right? That was a big question. That was right after the purchase, right? Would the Bethesda say that they're going to be exclusive? Well, if we go back to the transaction, which was back in June of last year, Bethesda says it understands if PlayStation fans are pissed about the Xbox exclusivity, but leading studio figures say focusing on fewer platforms results in better games. Following months of speculation, Microsoft definitively confirmed on Sunday that Bethesda's eagerly anticipated Starfield will be exclusive to platforms that support Xbox Game Pass. It seemed inevitable. Microsoft paid $7.5 billion to acquire Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax, the platform holder it had previously, and the primary reason for doing so was to grow Xbox subscription service. So, they spent 10 times as much on Activision Blizzard. Will they make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox Game Pass? That would be a massive, massive move. Is Call of Duty good enough to get everyone who's playing on a PlayStation 5 to go buy an Xbox? Boy, I don't know. That's a question that you'd have to ask. I'm one of the very, very fortunate people out there. I have both, and I don't play Call of Duty on either of them because PC Master Race. But, is it possible? Yeah. We've seen them. Both that they already said were going to be on PlayStation, like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo would stay. It's going to be interesting. I mean, you don't pay $70 billion to let everyone else share. You spend that money to crush your competition. But I don't want the competition to be crushed. That's bad for us. If there isn't fierce competition in the video game space, you get garbage, which is why I still enjoy my retro games, which has plenty of garbage too. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be looking forward to seeing all your comments in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.